Okay, so in this video I'm just going to show you how to study basic vocabulary in your target language with Anki. So just as an example, let's say we're studying Japanese. So create a deck called Japanese, and then we need to create a new note type, and we will call that basic vocabulary. So now we need three fields. The first one will be spelling, the second one will be pronunciation, and the third will be image. So basically this will be the spelling of the word when written, the pronunciation by a native speaker, and an image which gives us either a very good hint or the full meaning of the word. So because we're learning words from a language we don't know, we need to look up the words. So the way to do this is go to Google Translate, and you might be thinking that Google Translate is not very good, but that doesn't matter, as you'll see soon. So let's say we're looking for the Japanese word for dog, so we translate from English to Japanese and we get this. Now, if you don't know this word, or you're not familiar with the way Japanese works, maybe you're just starting out, or even if you're not just starting out, whenever you look up a word that you don't know, you don't want to trust a system like Google Translate because it's not very trustworthy. But it doesn't matter, because what we'll be doing is we'll be testing the meaning by searching it in Google Images. So if you search for dog, the word dog in English, and you get something you're unfamiliar with, when you search it in Google Images, you should be expecting to see pictures of dogs, of course. And since that is in fact what we see, we have confirmation that that we were correct, and this is the Japanese word for dog. So now we can get more confirmation by searching it in Forvo. This is a website where native speakers will pronounce words for you. So we see, I know because I've gone through the Forvo archives for Japanese quite a bit, I know that the fact that it has this many pronunciations means it's quite a common word. So if you search what feels like a common word, you get something here and it makes sense here, but then you can't find it in Forvo, then perhaps it's an uncommon word and you should try again to find a new translation. But basically you have confirmation and some information about how common it is that you can extrapolate from searching here. So that's how that works. And so now that we know it's a word that native speakers will be familiar with, and it means what we expected, and it is this, we can add it. So there's the spelling. And basically, when we're studying the cards, we want to sort of remember the experience we had with searching in Google Translate. So just using a pre-made deck isn't as effective, because if you search the English word dog, we might find that the dogs look a little bit different. I'm not sure on the fly what the difference is. Maybe it's something like, let's see, these certainly look cuter, which makes sense because Japanese culture often emphasizes cuteness. So these are a bit cuter, whereas the ones found with the English word, dogs tend to be a bit bigger and older, which makes sense. So the nice thing about searching with Google Images in your target language is you get to see basically what native speakers think of when they think of the word. So if you just had a pre-made deck, you'd just be looking at a single sterile picture. But if you're studying your own deck, where you have done the research yourself, you get to sort of have a feel for the experience you had searching it, so you can kind of understand what this word means to a Japanese person. So since they all look somewhat small and cute. Let's pick one that kind of emphasizes that. So let's pick this one. Alright, so this is the meaning of this word. One possibility is if we're trying to make sure that this word doesn't mean exclusively a young dog, since we are getting pictures of older dogs here. We might want to actually put two images. So we know there's kind of a cuteness factor with the Japanese equivalent of this word, but we know it doesn't mean maybe the equivalent of the word puppy in English, which would mean just like a very young dog. So the next thing we want to do is get the pronunciation. So we can check the pronunciations here.
Inu.
See if you can hear that.
Inu.
And just find one that sounds okay.
Inu.
So let's pick this one. So we have it downloaded, and we go to where we downloaded it, and we want to drag
Inu.
and drop it right there. So now we have all that we need for this. The final thing we need to do is build the card model. So we're going to have on the front, the way I like to do it is I like to have the pronunciation on the front along with the spelling, but only if you click to show it. And on the back is the image, so we'll see these images, and that's all we need because we're just trying to recognize pronunciation in order to learn vocabulary. So add this card, and the way it'll look
Inu.
is like that. You'll hear the word. If you want to click this, you can see it, and then you see the back, and that's it. So you'll want to just add a ton of different cards and get a lot of experience searching words in Google Images, and after you study a few hundred or 600, 700, you'll have quite a good base with the vocabulary. And just to be clear, when we're adding words here, we want to add words that we can learn with just an image, meaning the concept in our native language and the concept in the foreign language are similar enough. So you're going to have trouble if you try to translate words that don't have, where the concepts are quite different. So maybe norms that happen in English quite a bit but don't happen in Japanese quite a bit. It would be hard to sort of translate the words. So you'll be looking for concrete objects like dog and cat and car and stuff like that. Those things would have very easy translations into your target language.